Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Today is October 29th, 2025. Welcome to another session with the In the Zone trader. We're going to be trading the NQ Futures today using the NinZaRenko chart. I did make a lot of modifications to the system based on what I was observing in the market. And I'm happy to say that with some back testing, the modifications looked really positive. So we're going to be really simplifying our trading system today. We're going to, again, wait for price to come into an area of interest. We'll see if we get a bounce or a breakthrough, and we're going to be paying close attention to how the Renko bricks are going to be behaving around those levels. And then we'll be taking a trade, and typically, because we're going to be looking to take the trade earlier now, our risk is going to be around, on average, 4 points, and our take profit's going to be 8 points. So with that being said, we're now going to be implementing a 1 risk to 2 reward ratio. So that's really good. That means you only have to be right greater than 33% of the time in order to be profitable. We have about 8 minutes before market opens. Today is a heavy news day because FOMC is reporting today at 2 o'clock their federal funds rate. So there might be a lot of, definitely going to be a lot of volatility at 2 o'clock later this afternoon, but there might be a lot of indecision this morning leading up to FOMC. There's also pending home sales month over month at 10 o'clock as well. Doug said, is there a way of value on each point we can estimate on? Yes. So one of the ways I have my chart set, Doug, is literally every line you see here on the y-axis is a point. So you can eyeball it. Also, when I'm entering a trade, I have my stop loss around 7 points, but where I'm going to be moving it today is going to be around 4 points. And I'll show you what I mean by taking the trade a little bit earlier. So you agree we're in an uptrend right now, right? We come down to this area of interest, this T line, and rather than wait for 4 confirmation bricks like we did yesterday, we're just going to be taking the trade as soon as it breaks the first bearish brick to the upside. So your entry would be right here at 67.50. Your stop loss would be 1 tick below it. So now you're moving up, and if you hit 5 points or greater, it's going to start trailing you. Right here, it was at 475, so it came back down, moved up, and we were able to hit our 8 points. So I'm okay with potentially taking a lot more stop losses today, because when we're wrong, we're only going to be wrong for 4 points, and when we're right, we're going to be right for 8 points. So that actually puts the math tremendously in our favor. And again, we're looking for those key areas for those potential reversals, right? So I think it's going to be a much simpler strategy. So in this case, because we're now below the T line, I would be this would be an entry bearish here, and the stop loss would have been up there. But I don't like taking trades a few minutes before market open. But our 3 areas of interest are pretty obvious here. We have the T line, we have the 50 level, we have the 1 standard deviation. We also have VWAP down here as well. So when the market also opens typically the first few minutes, they're kind of untradeable because the Renko chart's going to move very fast. And so we're going to do our best to implement this system. So I know yesterday we had a very frustrating session. I was able to actually make those modifications and get green on all of my accounts. So that was really, really good. And you'll see it in action, hopefully, today. And in the future, I will most likely also do a few videos. One on how to set up your NinjaTrader. Two, how do you set up your NinjaTrader to trade Renko charts like the ones you're seeing here. Three, how to set up your automatic strategy so that it automatically takes you at 8 points profit and does the auto trail when you get above 5 points. Like I will create videos on how to do all of those things. We have about a little under 3 minutes before market opens. Good morning, Rebecca. Hopefully today's session is going to be a lot simpler. Are you guys familiar with the KISS rule? Keep it simple. Instead of stupid, we'll say keep it simple, smarty, right? So keep it simple, smarty. And we're going to be using the KISS rule today. We're going to make the trading system very, very, very simple. So this would have been another entry lower right here because we retested the T line. We failed. We broke through this last bullish brick, and our stop loss would be above this candle here, and our take profit is 8 points underneath us. So you're going to be risking 4 points in this setup, which is around $80, to make 8 points, which is $160. You're welcome. So the market's going to open in a little under 2 minutes. We're not going to most likely take a trade right at market open because these candlesticks or bricks, whatever you want to call them, they're called bricks on the Renko chart. They're going to move very fast, and so it's not going to be very easy to capture trades that way. So we'll wait probably a few minutes, and then we'll see if we can come into an area of interest and take action. All right, we have about 30 seconds here. All right, there's the market open right there. You guys can see the chart is moving very quickly. This would have been the entry right there, but we missed it. And then I think this is going to be a stop loss, yeah. This would have been the bearish entry right there, but we missed it. We would have gotten probably 8 points. It moves fast. And then here we're going to see if we can get the bounce back up, but I don't think there's enough room though, so we may not take a trade here. We'll see. All right, now we're moving way through the range. I'm looking for a bounce back up here. We can get it. We can't, so I'm gonna cancel it. I missed it again, but that's okay. There's not enough room for it anyway for the 8 points, so this would not have been a good entry to take because we have standard deviation right there. Okay. At this point, we're kind of just going back and forth. We would take a bearish entry here if we got it. At this point, it's too late. So the idea is you want to get a little bit of a confirmation if you're going to try to take the reversal trades. And if you don't get it, that means it's not potentially going to go in that direction. So just be patient and wait for a better setup. This would be the reversal trade here, but we have the T line right there, so I didn't take this one. This would have been the, guys, it's happening so fast. That would have been the trade right there. Typically it'll be easier to trade the Renko after 10 o'clock because the market slows down just a little bit so that you're able to actually keep up with it a lot better. If you guys are wondering why price might be stuck here, if you look at the 5-minute chart, we keep bouncing off of these two EMAs right there, the 8 and the 21. This would have been another entry, but because we've been stuck here, I decided not to take it. We did finally push through though. So now we're gonna wait for the next area of interest, which most likely will be VWAP, this dotted orange line here. Okay, let's see how it behaves around VWAP. Kind of wanted to see it touch VWAP and then we go up. And it did not do that. We'll see if we can get a reversal here. All right, we need to stop out. Okay, I couldn't get the stop loss in time, so I took a bigger stop loss. Okay. Okay, I'm waiting to see if we get a bounce off the T line here. And we did not, so. Okay, we're in bearish. That's unfortunate. Okay. It's another stop loss, but this would be the bullish. Okay, we're in to the upside. And now I'm just getting, honestly, I'm getting chopped up right now. So this is not good. was that one? We'll take it bearish. That was a little bit better than break even there. Let's see if we can get in again. Oh, that's a stop loss. Get me out. Okay, well, price is very choppy right now. Not happy with the price action. At 42, let's break even. I'm gonna have to change my this would have been the winning trade. You would have taken it here and it worked, but I was changing my parameters to make sure I don't take any more than a 5-point stop loss. All right, another potential area of the bounce off of here. See if we get in. Okay, we're in. Okay, well. None of my bounces are working today, guys. This is very frustrating. Okay, our first winning trade. That is crazy. We'll take a bearish reversal here if it comes down. There we go. We're starting to see this system in action now, working the way it's supposed to work. And there's a winner right there. We'll take a bullish trade right there if it wants to come back up. But if it wants to keep going down, that's okay. We're going to take a stop loss. That's fine. Okay. Okay, we're in bullish. Took me out at slightly better than break even. Trying again here. All right, that's a stop loss. This is going to be a bearish signal here. Okay, I don't know what happened then, but we didn't get triggered bearish, so that's okay. This is a bullish signal now, though. Man, these bounces are just not working today. You guys can see we can get the initial bounce and then we get failed. I can't take the bounce off of this level because of the standard deviation level there. have a level at 300 potentially. Forgot to mark it because we've been making all-time highs, especially overnight. And what's been frustrating is we see we were able to catch the reversal going up here, and then it takes us out, and then it actually does the move that we're looking for, which is really frustrating. Okay, we're in bullish. I'll move my target lower because of the 300, but looks like we might get stopped out. Yep. All right. We probably shouldn't have taken this one because there wasn't enough room for the 8 points before 300. This one's a little bit of a different story, but we missed it. Oh, okay, we're in. See if we actually get the 8 points now. And test 300 up there. Doesn't look like it wants to. All right, we got news in 5 minutes. That's my 9:55 alarm. All right, keep going up. Let's hit the 8 points. There we go. Go to At this point, I didn't take this bearish signal because it was above 300. And I'm not taking this bullish signal either. So I'm just going to wait it out. All right, we just made brand new all-time highs. If you zoom out, we made the all-time highs at 4:21 in the morning, and now we just made brand new all-time highs here. This is why you might see a little bit of a pullback, because we did hit that target. We do have news in about 2 minutes. At this point, I want to see us get all the way down to 300, retest and go higher. All right, and using about 10 seconds. News didn't really move the market like it normally does at 10 o'clock. Our next area of interest could potentially be this T line here. Okay, we cancel it. $300 would have been that this would have been the signal to go higher, but we have the T line in the way. T line could act as resistance. If the T line wasn't there, we would have taken this trade here. And then the same thing with this bearish signal. We have 300 in the way for the 8 points, so we can't take this down. This bullish signal we can't take. 300's in the way. Now we are dumping. Next area of interest is all the way down here at VWAP if we're going to keep going bearish. I wouldn't mind going back up to the standard deviation level, getting a retest and going back down. Okay, we're approaching this potential zone here that I'm looking to retest and fail. Okay, looks like we want to make our way down the VWAP, which is this dotted golden line here. Okay. See if we get a reversal here. Nope. Okay, cancel. Actually, that was the trigger right there. But let's see. Keep going down, come on. All right, that worked. There's that VWAP bounce I was talking about earlier. I missed it, but it didn't quite touch VWAP though, so I don't know if I would have taken that higher or not. And this area is a little tricky as to why I'm not taking a reversal. I'll show you what I'm looking at on the 5-minute. We're kind of sandwiched in between these two EMAs. I'm always keeping an eye on the 5-minute on the side, just in case. And this 21 EMA would have gotten in the way of that bearish move. So if we go back to the Renko, you could see that it didn't work. All right, we might be retesting this VWAP level or 300. We might get a rejection. Let's see. I essentially have my sell order ready in case it breaks that level to the downside. There it is. And that one worked as well, so that's great. So it's really easy to spot where these reversals are going to occur using the Renko, right? Hope you guys are starting to see where you can sort of predict where reversals are going to happen. This is very, very powerful. Granted, a lot of the reversals today did not work this morning, but remember, we were only risking 4 to 5 points, and when we win, we make 8 points. So the winners are going to wipe out 2 losers. And so you only need to be right 33% of the time or greater to be profitable. So this one was slightly above break even. Excuse me. There's the next reversal back up. Doesn't look very confident. We'll see. We might get stopped out here. That's okay. And another thing to also think about, especially in terms of mindset, stop losses are a part of the game. Stop losses didn't mean you did anything wrong. It's the cost of doing business, right? And as long as you can keep those costs low, keep your stop losses low, and your winners big, the math is going to work in your favor over the long run. We're back in this tricky 5-minute range here, sandwiched in between these 2 EMAs. So I'm probably not going to take this move bearish if we do get to retest this and go back down, just because we're of what I'm seeing on the 5-minute chart. So this would be our next bearish trigger to go lower, right here. And the 21 EMA is right there. So let's just see if we can break through it, but I think this move did end up working for 8 points though. Or close to it, maybe 7. Now it's definitely, we definitely hit 8 points here. Okay, now I'm looking for a retest of T-line to come down and then we bounce back up. That's what I'm looking for. So that's the pullback, bounce back up. See if we move, if we continue going higher here. Okay, we only got maybe a point out of that. Okay, we might get a reversal here. I would prefer for us to actually hit the target this time and not get stopped out for a break even. Another break even trade. Better than a stop loss. See, we don't have room to take this one. I take out my trade and it works. That's trading for you sometimes. That is trading for you. And now we're back in this 5-minute sandwich between these two EMAs. Waiting for a potential bounce off T-line and go back up. Okay, it needs to touch the T-line. Okay. I'm in bullish. Some fighting here at this level. Okay, stop loss. Wanted to do it, but okay, we're in bearish. I'm gonna go ahead and move this to break even just because I just forgot we're back in that sandwiched area. I wasn't paying attention. We're back in this sandwich here. So okay, let's see if we can get another potential bounce off of this area here. I needed to come down lower and actually touch the T-line. This is a reversal here. Not sure I like it that much, but because we didn't actually test 300, but we did test the standard deviation level here. All right, we are going lower. Another slightly positive trade. Okay, can't take this one bearish here. This is still above that standard deviation level. Okay, this is my bullish signal here. Stop loss. We'll try that again. All right, now we're kind of in a tight range because we have the T-line right here, standard deviation here, level and 300. So we need to break out of this tight range. Looks like we want to go up and retest the all-time high. Although we do have actually the real all-time high. This was the overnight all-time high. The real all-time high is up here now at 326. So at this point, I'm waiting for it to maybe retest 300 and give us a bounce back up. Looks like price is just stuck right now, but if you guys recall what we talked about today, there is FOMC today at 2 o'clock, so the price action today has been a little unclean, choppy. You can see it here, just kind of going back and forth. Indecision. There's a lot of words for it. All right, we're coming back down to 300. I have my order to go bullish here if we get this bounce up here. Okay, we're in. Another stop loss. That stinks. We'll try again here if it wants to do it again. Okay, we're back in. All right. Yep. You can see by this huge, buyers have given up, sellers just have taken control. Buyers were fighting this level here, and it did not work. Can't take any bearish setups here because of this T-line. Zooming out to see if there's anything else that we might have missed. So we'll keep this level in check. At this point, our bias is now back to being bearish. Excuse me. At this point, I wanted to come all the way down to VWAP. That'll be our next area of interest. Okay, we're getting close to VWAP. Trying to zoom out to see if we have any clarity here, but This is going to be a reversal, potential reversal area here. There we go. Now we're making our way down the VWAP. I would prefer for us to actually touch VWAP. Okay, if we get the bounce, we did. Not looking good. Stop loss. All right. We can get back in if it wants to, not anymore. All right, we're going down. Now we're going to potentially look for a retest of VWAP and come down. This was actually the entry here at 50. We missed it, but it happened so fast. Okay. Reversals aren't really working today. Okay, looking to see if we can get a reversal up here. Okay, we'll cancel that. Now we're bullish bias again. We're looking for it to come down here, potentially bounce and go back up. Try again. Alright guys, I don't understand why these reversals are not working today. We're getting the reversals, they're happening, we're just not getting the follow through we're looking for. It's very frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating. Like, even the math is in our favor, but the moves just aren't working today. I might take this one. Well, missed it. have a bearish if it wants to come back down. If not, we'll cancel. Cancel. Okay, we're probably going to be making our way back down to the 250 level. That's our next area of interest. Okay, potential reversal here. Okay, we're in. Bearish. Wow, okay. That really stinks. I feel like we predicted most of the correct reversal areas, but there's just been zero follow through on our trades. Okay, we're looking for it to bounce now and go back up. Back to having a bullish bias. Okay, cancel. Now we're back to being in a bearish bias. Okay, our next potential trade is if it comes back down to 215, we take the bounce back up. Or we come up to this area and take the bounce down. So whichever comes first. Okay, bearish signal here. Or rather, I'm waiting for it to trigger bearish. We didn't get the signal yet. Okay, we're in bearish. Again, we timed it correctly. We just need that follow through to keep going down. And we're not getting it. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're going to try again. Come on, Bears, you can do it. You can come down. There we go. All right. You can keep going down. Another slightly positive trade. Okay, we're making our way to 250. See if we can get a bounce here. All right, cancel. Next area is going to be the standard deviation level here. Okay, let's see if we can get a bounce here. Okay, we're in. We need buyers to step in. Okay, there we go. Keep going higher. I don't want break even. I want us to hit the target. Come on. Okay, this is going to be a bearish signal here if we can come back down. Okay, never mind. We don't have enough room to take anything bearish here, so we're gonna skip this one. We can't take the bounce off of 50 either. We don't have enough room to hit 8 points with the T line in the way, so we're just gonna wait. Looks like we want to come back down to the standard deviation level here. Okay, we're in, bullish. We got that bounce. See that continuation. S'il vous plaît. Por favor. Please. Maybe I need to speak to the market in multiple languages. Yeah, maybe we just need to ask nicely, right? What four letter... what French words do you know, Doug? Are they appropriate? Do we have enough room for this bearish move? No. Maybe if we take it here. Alright, so we triggered bearish again. Not sure how, doesn't look like this wants to work, but this was a trigger with enough room to make your 8 points. All right. Now I'm looking for a bounce off T-line to go back up, or if we go up to the VWAP, bounce to go back down. Either way. Okay, see if we get the bounce up here. Okay, we're going up now. All right, that one worked. That was nice. Very clean. Now we're going to look for the opposite direction. If we retest VWAP, okay, it looks like we're retesting it here. Will we get a bounce lower? Or rather, failure and go down? We got the trigger, but looks like the bulls might be too strong here. Bears are looking to try to use this area for a bearish move. This is definitely a zone. Okay, this is not looking good. Bears are trying to attempt one last stand here. Bring it back down. Okay. Well, we had the right idea. It just didn't work. Yeah, I probably should have moved it to break even sooner there, Doug, but sometimes I want to give it a little wiggle room to work. It just depends on the trade. Yeah, I was thinking about it. But that's kind of hindsight, right? All right, the next potential trade is if we can retest VWAP and bounce up. Yeah, you got that right, Doug. I mean, my stop was only 4 points. The worst case scenario, we lose $80, but yeah. All right, see if we're gonna test VWAP here. I prefer we actually touch the line before we move up. It is a separate indicator that you can download. Doug, I'll be able to give you all that information. And it's free. It's a free indicator that you can download into NinjaTrader. And you can load it up. We've been right on almost all the reversals today. It's just that we haven't had the follow through and we've gotten stopped out quite a bit. So that's a little frustrating. But I feel like the math is in our favor. Just today might be one of those anomaly days. Yes, you can paper trade with Ninja. There is a sim account, which is what I recommend you do in the beginning, by the way. I don't recommend you actually jump right in and trade with real money, because like, you want to get used to the mechanics, the entry, the exits, all of that. So yes, you can paper trade. This would have been a signal, bullish signal here to go up. We just don't have enough points to hit. We don't have enough room to hit 8 points before we hit view up here. That's why I didn't take this one. Yeah, being cautious is really smart, especially when you're starting out. But I hope you're able to sort of understand the idea behind this strategy. You can clearly see where we're getting our bounce points, right? Standard deviation, bounce, T-line, bounce, VWAP, bounce to the downside, right? T-line, bounce to the upside. Granted, this isn't a very good trade to take, which is why we didn't take it. But it's really easy to see with the Renko where your potential reversal areas are. This is why I like the Renko. You get a lot of opportunities to make some trades. Sometimes if everything is going according to plan, I am done in 15-20 minutes trading all of my accounts, because I'm trading multiple accounts. I'm switching between groups and between accounts while we're trading. So actually some of my accounts today are green and a few of my accounts today are red. So now you know where our next area of potential bounce is, right? It's going to be here. See if we actually get the follow through. This is probably not a good trade now that I look at it. We don't have room for the 8 points. And I probably, yeah, see this is why it didn't work. But we have room down here if we come back down to standard deviation. This is going to be a bearish trigger here if we get it. Not anymore. Okay. This is a bearish signal, but we don't have room to hit 8 before the 50 level, so we have to skip this one. And then we don't have room to take the bounce up because of this T-line. I would prefer we just keep going down until we hit this standard deviation level. There's going to be room to take the bounce up. It also helps to look at the 5-minute chart just to get a good high-level view of where we're heading. So if we switch over to the 5-minute, you could see we had this huge bearish candle. We had an inverted hammer. We're probably going to go all the way down, retest these wicks down here, which also happens to be where the standard deviation level is. So I would imagine if you were a bear and you're taking a bearish move, this is where you're going to take your profits. This is why we have a potential reversal area down here at the 239 level. Here we have a room to go bearish if it wants to go bearish. Not anymore. As soon as you start getting these bricks on top of where the area is that I'm looking to short, I am exiting that potential setup there. So it triggered here, but it triggered above the 250 level. So And sometimes your marginal trades are going to work, and sometimes your good setups are going to fail. But the important thing is to keep your losers small. Your winners are twice as big as your losers. So if you keep taking decent setups, the math is going to work in your favor in the long run. It's just that today it's been kind of a rough day. A lot of the setups that we were taking just didn't work. All right, I'm looking for a potential bounce off of this area here. And what's nice is you can kind of anticipate where your next move is going to be. FOMC, especially when you're trading futures, is kind of a crapshoot. You can see extreme volatility hitting both directions of the market. So it really depends. It's not really predictable, like, at all. It's not. All right, we got that bounce higher. I'm hoping this one's gonna work. Yeah, the symmetry of these charts are really, really fun. It's easier on the eyes. That was actually a really good area for a bounce. We talked about it on the 5-minute. We literally hit the targets down here. Now you're starting to see the bounce there. I don't know if I'm just hitting it a little premature today or not, but we've had the right ideas. I will try to take it up here if it wants to go. There we go. We got the correct setup that time. Or the setups have been correct. I'm saying this one looks like it actually wants to work, which is great. All right, this one worked. Now we might be running into a potential bearish setup here if it comes up and retests 50 in this T-line simultaneously, and then you can get this failure going back down. Or we can take another bounce going up, retesting the standard deviation level. That's the cool thing. You can kind of anticipate where your next move is going to be. And you're just waiting for price to get to that area and take your trade if it signals and if it triggers. And this is basically a scalping strategy, right? Because where we are risking, all right, see, we never got the trigger there. And now we're probably looking to take the trigger in the opposite direction. Not anymore. As soon as you have that break above standard deviation, I abandon the idea for a bearish move. Looks like we're retesting a prior all-time high. That's what this dotted black line is. I'm trying to see where my next level is going to be. Not all the way down at 210. I mean, we really don't have anything in between these two levels here. Yeah, that was an instant drop. That's typically when you get a good reversal, it's supposed to instantly go like that. The fact that we're getting all this stuttering going on is just indicative of how choppy the market has been since the government has shut down. All right, we're looking to take a reversal here if we can get it to retest. Not anymore. Okay. We can't take this reversal either because it's too close to standard deviation. Yeah, Doug, when the market is fluid and there's plenty of volume, Renko is very fluid. Very, very fluid. See, this is a bearish signal here, but we got standard deviation in the way, right? So and at this point, if we also go up to 250 and get a bearish signal, we can't take it because of the T line. So if anything at this point, I'm hoping that the bulls can start moving up, pull back, and then we move higher and retest the VWAP. That's what I'm hoping we get. This was another bearish signal here, but you don't have room to go down. And I would say the same thing for potentially taking a bounce here back up. We just don't have the room. All right, this is good. This is good. Because now I'm looking for move up, failure, and we can go down. I didn't quite get the pullback I wanted. Good to zoom out to see if we have any levels here. We do have this low down here. That's a level, this is a level, and this is a level down here. But we're nowhere near that level, so let's go back to the present. Oh, I missed this signal. This was a signal here. This was the signal. Yeah, right there. Maybe I don't want to take it anymore. Maybe we missed the stop loss. That was serendipitous. Can also see a little bit of this right here. There's a little bit of an uptrend. Okay, we're making our way down through the range. Actually, we broke through the entire range, which is good. At this point, we're looking back up to this standard deviation level and the T line, see if we can potentially get a reversal signal there to go back down. Yeah, it is a wedge up there for sure. There's a, you can probably draw this and draw this like that. We've broken through the wedge now though, so that's pretty good if we can come up here and retest this zone and come back down. Okay, let's see if we can get a break to the downside here. Not anymore. Okay. At this point, I want it to come back down, retest, and go up. Or we get the test of 250 and go back down. Either situation is fine with me. Okay, this is a potential bounce area here. Let's see if we get the bounce. Nope. We did not get the bounce. But now we can go bearish again. If we go back up, retest, and go down. This dotted red line, Doug, which line are you talking about? Okay, gotta cancel now. This dotted blue line, oh, this dotted black line here is just my prior all-time high, just something I measured from a while ago. It's one I manually added. I can delete it, I don't think it's relevant. It was relevant. I might actually take this lower here. See if it actually wants to do it. Yeah, it wasn't an actual signal. Not according to my rules. Look good to come back down though. At this point I want to bounce down, retest this area and go back up, or go up and retest and go down. We're not quite getting these looks. Okay, let's see what happens up here. Probably gonna cut the stream in like a few minutes, almost lunchtime. I'm pretty happy with the way I traded today. I followed my rules, just not happy with the results. There were maybe 2 or 3 trades that weren't quite fitting my rules, but the rest did. The results today were unfortunately not indicative of how powerful the system is. You can see the price action is kind of slowing down now too. All right, let's see if we can get a bounce up here. Yeah, I'm gonna come back at 2 and see how it... I'm not gonna trade right at 2 o'clock, dog, but I will try to see if we can take some moves with all that volatility. Yeah, see another stop loss. Yeah. All right. Yeah, there's definitely going to be movement today after 2 o'clock. I hear ya. Yeah, I hope your swing trades are going well. We're getting some movement now, though, which is good. Okay. All right. All right, we cancel this idea. All right, I'm gonna be wrapping it up here. Yeah, today was a little tough. I think we lost about 40 points, a little more than 40 points, which is a little over $800. That's okay. Honestly, a few trades in the green will wipe that out. So actually 5 trades would put us at break even. 5 good trades. So I'm not really worried. Might get a bullish signal here. All right, so we'll take one more trade before we sign off. See if we can end on a good note. When would the expiration be on your ES trade, Doug, if you're trying to take a pin at 7,000? You're talking about like a 0 DTE trade? Or are you talking about an expiration that maybe expires at the end of this week? Yep, no follow through. Ugh. See if it wants to go again. Okay, got us back in. All right, I think I'm done. My trades are not working today. I'm gonna potentially come back in the afternoon and see if I could take advantage of FOMC. It's like the market makers are on my channel. Yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? It certainly feels that way. All right, guys. I'll see you guys again, same time tomorrow. Hope you guys learned something. This system is really powerful. Unfortunately, we were on the negative end of it today, but we'll try again tomorrow. Talk to you guys soon, and we'll see you then. Have a good one.